I'm going to talk a little bit about how to use a protractor and determine whether an angle is acute, right, or obtuse. Over here, the first angle that you might see, it's kind of hard to see, it looks like an L. Now, whether or not it has this little square, it should be a right angle. And here's how if it has the square, it's definitely a right. If it doesn't and they say which one looks like it, it's definitely this. But if you had to measure it, you would take your protractor, and there are two sets of numbers. There are numbers on the inside, and then there are numbers on the outside. So if you're looking at an angle, and it looks like it's going to be obtuse, it looks larger than this L. Looks like this line is laying down that way like it is over here. You want to look at the larger numbers. So let's go back here. And I take my protractor, and some protractors are different. This one has a black line, and I put the black line directly on the vertex, which is where the two lines meet to form an angle. And I make sure that the bottom of the protractor is straight. It is absolutely flush on the bottom line, and it's slightly off of 90 because I did this by hand, but it's closer to 89, 90. That would be a very good estimate. Let's look at this angle down here. Now, automatically you should think, well, if it were a right angle, the line would be here. Okay. Well, it would not be there. Let's use another color so you can see. If it were a right angle, and I'm going to put this down, okay, this line, if it were right, would be the red line. It would be standing up. But because it's smaller than a right angle, we know it's acute, which means we need to use the inside numbers on our protractor. So I'm going to put this down, and I'm going to put the mic down. I'm going to put the black line at the vertex, and let's see what we get. It's about 32 degrees. It's very hard to see on this. I get it. Let me come a little bit closer to this angle. Okay. This I can automatically see is obtuse because if it were a right angle, this line would be standing tall right about there. So that's going to be my bar. I always want to draw a right angle or know where the right angle would be to know whether it's greater than a right. I take my black dot, my black line, and I put it flush on the bottom angle. I can't be like this because it's going to give me an inaccurate reading. I have to be exact. And I am exactly at 130. Now, on top of 130, the other number is 50. I know it can't be 50 because 50 would be an acute angle, and I know that is obtuse. In short, that's how you would measure with a protractor.